Hello, hello, gamers. It's me, the Blue Raspberry Gamer. We are here with another exhilarating Digimon set review, I say, without a shred of irony. We are talking about, of course, the newest digital monster set, EX9, baby. Full of cards. I've broken them up here the best way I see fit. This is a weird set. This is a very weird set to talk about. It comes out soon, end of June here, and I don't know. We've had a lot of banger Digimon sets, right? A lot of at least like middle to like banger level sets, and this one might be a bad set. I don't know. Who am I to judge? I have a YouTube channel. You listening to this, all right? You tell me. But this is a weird set, and you'll see why. If you haven't seen these cards before, we're gonna go through them all. Talk about them, see what they do, see what the gimmick is. The first bit is the set is, I guess, like the majority of it is broken up into 5 types of thing. It is, so you'll see this new trait, DM, and then a secondary trait, I guess, version. So we have version 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that makes up most of the set, is this DM version stuff. And it comes with this new keyword, training. So the gimmick of this stuff, more or less, is this training thing. And training is by tapping your Digimon, even in the breeding area, you can tap them if they have the training keyword. You can take the top card of your deck face down and slot it under this Digimon sources. There are some ruling stuff you can get because it's kind of a weird effect, but you can read up on that. I'm not going to go through all that. There's a whole document that explains it pretty well, but you're kind of loading up your guys for hopefully, you would hope some sick payoffs for having, oh, maybe you have like 3 guys underneath. I wonder what the payoff for that would be. Would it be delete one Digimon? Sometimes, sometimes. So this is all based on the original 5 Digivice pets, like the V pets, which I will say I have conflicting feelings on because my Digimon love, a lot of it does come from early Digimon. I'm a boomer. I love the original V pets primarily because of Digimon World 1, the first game. I love these. I love the art they do here. I love the borders for the DM cards. They all have different borders to match like the original Digivices. Super nice stuff, but that's kind of the preamble. And then there's some other stuff that's not DM that may be more interesting depending on what you think. But here we go. We have 5 different eggs. All of them do something slightly different. So Koromon, he is DM. This is the DM1 page. When attacking, this Digimon with a face-down Digivolution card can Digivolve into a version 1 Digimon with cost reduction. So you'll start to see, I think, where the decks, the DM deck falls apart. Is each version almost expects you to play with itself. Just like, oh, I'm playing a version 1 deck. We'll see. We have Betamon. Beta, baby. I love him. Love the art. Great. He just training and inherit jamming. Great. Right. What's blue need more of? Inherit jamming. Right. And then all of these Digimon Digivolve over the DM trait, so you have their normal Digivolve, and then we'll have, right, it is a soup deck, so don't worry. Every DM thing will have a rookie with training and a keyword and a searcher. So our searcher for DM1 is Agumon. Top 3 among them, you can add a card with DM to hand and then place a version 1 card face down as your Digivolution cards. Then he has Inherit 2K. So he's kind of you're searching your shit out, your shit, maybe, and then loading up. So he might not be able to trade himself, but he can still load up face down cards. Numamon, you'll see a Numamon, these are like the failed Digimon, the ones if you make care mistakes in the original V-Pets, you'll see one of them in almost every, there's a, there's a glaring omission, but you'll see one of them in almost every version, and they all do the exact same thing. at the end of your turn by placing 3 Digimon cards with version whatever. So this is version 1. Face down, this Digimon may Digivolve into a version 1 card in hand. And again, you just change the versions for each one, and then he has an inherent blocker. He is really good, but not him. So you'll see, you're like, oh, Digivolve. It's not reducing the cost by anything. There are certain level 5s who reduce it, but version 1 doesn't have one. It would be Monzemon, and that just didn't make it. Make the cut. Yeah. Okay, whatever. So he's Numemon almost effectively useless. Devimon. He has training, so also level 4s. Most level 4s do just have training. And when attacking, you can place the top card of your deck face down with the Digimon's sources, delete a level 3 or lower, and then for every 2 face downs, add 1 level. They're alright, and then inherent retaliate. You'll see a lot of these guys just have inherent keyword, which, cool, I guess. Greymon, right? Oh, the poster boy himself, he's here. He's training, and then when attacking, you can pretty much train again, and then he gets 1k for every source, and he has inherit 2k like the Agumon. This card sucks. I don't think there's... Right, I don't know. So, here's the thing. So, say, first turn, you go rookie, like Betamon in the back, train. You get 1 source. You then you're probably gonna, right, you play a tamer, play one of these options, whatever. Then you get to hear your champions, and you have to think you're pretty much gonna have 1 source already, and then you're gonna be slotting another. So you're only ever having 2 sources. So Devimon can delete, right? Realistically, Devimon can delete level 4. Greymon, when attacking, get 2k DP. It's not that good. And then Airdramon here, when attacking, same thing. Train, pretty much, get another face down source, then give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 2k for each of your face down sources, so minus 4k. And then he has barrier, which, I don't know, that's maybe more important than any of that. So then, okay, so you'll notice also no level 6s. Maybe we do, but they're kind of in a different deck. Oh, we'll get to that when we get there. No level 6s, but our level 5s, so your big payoffs, because that's, how the original Digivices would work. We didn't have a level 6 yet. So Mamemon. He has Collision, on play when Digivolving, search top 3, then play a 4 cost or lower from your things without paying the cost. Then for each of your face down cards, add 1 to the effect. So he doesn't have any way to Digivolve, add more sources. So that's okay. But so let's say, right, you're going off of 2 face down sources, probably, or 3, maybe if you're cracked, you're 3. You can play a 7 cost. Right, if you have everything, you can play a 7 cost, which is most guys, which is pretty much most of the DM shit. So that's all fine. That's fine. And he just plays DM, so not version 1. So he's one of the good cards, I would say, for this deck. I think he does a lot for it if you can. And then he has, right, weird, we don't have many level 6s, but all our level 5s and inherits, whatever. You can de-digivolve one of your opponent's Digimon when attacking. That's not bad. That's pretty good. And then you'll see a lot of the SRs are level 5s, and they are like cyborgs. So you have Metal Greymon. They all have this effect, this first one, when this card would be played by trashing 1 cyborg or 1 version of what version it is card, reduced the play cost by 2. Okay, so you play them for 5. On play, when Digivolving, by placing 1 Digimon card from your trash face down. So, right, he can go in with 2 and then have 3. You can delete up to 5k. For each of your Digimon's Digivolution, add 2k. So let's say you have 3 sources, you're adding 6. So you can delete up to 11k spread of stuff, which is alright. You're not really deleting a big body unless you have another source. Then he has Inherit, Sec plus 1. So he's alright, I guess. You'll kind of see what he's supposed to be in a little later. And then I just lumped in the option cards here so we could talk about them. We have Protein, which is, so you can ignore, right? You can ignore all the colors. Don't worry about that. Draw 1, then Delay by trashing 2 face down sources, unsuspend. Pretty good. And a security effect is also pretty good. Gain a memory and place this card. I could see this being used in like some kind of security control. I don't know why. I thought about that for both these cards, so we'll talk about this one as well. Meet, main, draw one, place in battle area, delay, blah blah blah. One card, you can place a card face down, and then it may digivolve for reduced cost by 2. So these cards are actually pretty good for the deck if the deck was good, but they also are just draw one. And they both have like fine security effects. Draw one, gain one memory on protein. That's pretty right. You could see decks like that just like kind of loading up on these. Maybe like what's his name? Justimon, doesn't he like trashing options? And if you just have to draw one, maybe. I don't see that, but then File Island are I think most people call these like field spells. They are while you don't have a face-up card in security, you can play this, and then the main effect is always add your bottom security to hand or add your top and then place it at the bottom. And it has like an effect while in security. And this is all of your DMs get 1k for each of their face down Digivolution cards. Not the worst. And then in securities, you can play a level 5 or lower card from hand or trash when it gets checked. Not the worst. Right? Okay. Okay. Cool. Another SR. We have the Tamer. I'll just get the Tamer out of the way right now. He fits for all the DM shit. Start your main phase. You may place a card from your hand, so you can not training from the deck, training from the hand to any of your DMs. And then when you do, you gain a memory. And then if you have the weird ass restriction, when you have 7 or fewer cards, you're gonna draw one. Why isn't he just draw one? No other cards do this. Whatever. Like cool. We need to restrict DM, right? We can't have it being too good. And then all of your guys with face down sources get reboot. I mean, you probably need to play him if you're playing the DM deck, but okay, it baffles me. If you have 7 or fewer cards in hand, draw one. Why not just draw one? Whatever, man. The lesser analog youth. So we off to version 2, and you can see the disparity here. But I digress. Sunamon, our DM2 rookie, or not rookie, what are the babies in trainings? In training. When a face down card is added to this guy's sources, he can digivolve for reduced cost of 1. So, right? You do your shit. I don't know. You do your shit, and then a lot of them are just reducing cost and digivolving, which is fine. Gabumon, he can search top 3. He's the searcher. Add a DM card to hand, and then a Version 2 card to sources face down. Inherent jamming, that's what Gabumon's for. Great! And oh, look at that Garurumon inherent jamming as well. That's what Gabumon and Garurumon need. Need more jamming. We clicked him, so he's the training champion. When digivolving on play, place a card face down, and then you can strip your opponent's sources for each of your face down sources in this guy's thing. And then he gives, like I said, inherent jamming. Our training rookie, Electmon, training main, and he has the all turns your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3k. I always look at that as just like you get plus 3k when checking security. Right? I don't know. It's the same thing. Kabuterimon training. Yep. On play when digivolving. Place a card. Ooh. Are we gonna place a card in hand face down? Yep. That's what we're doing. And then suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. It can't unsuspend. Great. Great. Angel. Oh, and of course he's got the when attacking suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Can't forget that pivotal skill. Angemon. He's training again. On play when digivolving. Place one of your Digimon card in your hand face down as your opponent, blah, 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 and then give sec minus 1 and minus 3k. So it doesn't even matter how many stacks you have, you're just giving sec minus 1, minus 3k, and then on deletion, if you have 3 or fewer security, recover 1. Again, do we need the restriction here? Do we need, is this deck need these harsh ass restrictions on all their effects? Do we need to make these cards fair? I guess we do. Metal Mamimon, SR, he's the cyborg of this. He is, he's got that effect that I said they all have. Reduce play cost by 2. And then his on play when digivolving, I'll also say he can digivolve off of a Mamimon for 1. So kind of like an X antibody thing. And, we have the up Mamimon in the other, which is pretty good, which plays sources, or plays out guys from the top, which is nice. So he can load up another source from your trash. Face down is this guy. And then one of your opponent's Digimon. What? Oh my god, what is this? Okay, this text is bad, so I'm just gonna by placing a card face down from your trash at the bottom of your source from one of your opponent's Digimon, trash any one Digivolution card for each. Okay, so you're stripping for each, and then one of your opponents with no sources gets bounced. So he's kind of good because say you have Mamimon with 3 sources, you Digivolve here, you get 4 sources. You can strip 4 from a Digimon and bounce it. You could probably bounce a lot of things that way. With 4 sources, you could activate like Protein twice if you have 2. Unsuspend, unsuspend. It's thinking he lives checks. I guess he could. Hopefully you might have like jamming inherit, but we'll see. And then our other level 5 here. So this card is also treated level 4 for Chimeramon's Assembly. I wonder what that means. We'll get to that. On play, this card sucks. I will say this card is booty. On play, when Digivolving, for each of this guy's face down sources, trash the top card of your deck. So you're milling, then you may return a card from the trash to your hand. On deletion, you may play one level 4 or lower DM. On deletion, you may play a level 4 or lower DM. What's this doing? He's not doing shit, dude. Maybe for Chimeramon, but you'll see. You'll see. Oh, our first level 6, and well, we're here. So version 3, Tokomon. When this Digimon with face down Digimon cards will Digivolve into a version 3, reduce the cost by 1. Okay. Kudamon is our training rookie, and he gives Piercing Inherit. Patamon searches top 3. You've seen this before. Add something to hand, add something to source, and Barrier Inherit. Not bad. Now here is an interesting card, because we're actually as a payoff. So you'll notice in version 2, we had no Poop Digimon, no like Mistake Digimon. It would have been Vegemon for this, which we just don't do. Okay, fuck them. Who cares? And here we're back. So we have Sukamon. He does the end of turn, place 3, and then he can Digivolve into a version 3, and he has Inherit Blocker. Okay, what can he Digivolve into? You're going to want to go into Edamon. So when any of your version 3 would Digivolve, you get to reduce the cost for each face down source. So he Digivolves off Sukamon for 3. You see that, oh, that's for free, because you're loading up 3 sources. You Digivolve for free. He naturally has Sec plus 1. When Digivolving when attacking, you can trash this Digimon, you can trash one of the face down cards, recover. And then Inherit, when any of your security stack is removed, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4k. This is actually good. This is actually a good card. If you were playing one of these version things, this is, I think, like a great combination, right? I think you would probably try to load up on Patamons and shit. Can you, I don't know, you could try something with this. I think has the most synergy I've seen so far of like, oh, payoff, right? Do something, payoff. Crazy. Ogremon, another level 4. He is training, and then when Digivolving when attacking, you can place a card, right? You train pretty much, and then you can delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower. So no, doesn't matter how many sources they have, you just popping a level 4. When attacking, draw one, trash one, classic purple shit. Unimon, training. I'm gonna keep saying that. And then when Digivolving when attacking, by placing one card in your hand face down as this guy's sources, if you have as many or fewer security cards as this Digimon has face down sources, recover one. Sure. I don't know. Why can't he just recover one? I mean, I guess that'd be too good. Right? Just swing recover one. Why couldn't it be 3 or lower? Because he's gonna have like 2 sources. So unless you're super late in the game, I mean, that's fine. I guess he's still like kind of good. These version 3 cards are the most impressive ones so far, but he's still not that good. And then when attacking, give minus 2k is his inherit. We'll save you for a second, and we'll talk about Andromon. When this card would be played, right? Trash. And then on play when Digivolving, by placing one Digimon card from your trash face down to this guy's sources, one of your guys gets minus 3k. And then further minus 2k for. So you're only giving one Digimon minus DP. And again, like let's say, like the ideal, you'll probably have 3 face down sources. So you get 6k plus 3. One guy gets minus 9k. This is an SR. Inherit blocker. Is that SR behavior? I don't think so. I expect more out of SRs, to be honest. But that's just me, I guess. And then we have our first ace, that we're looking at. These these two do have aces, but I think their aces are better off in a different deck. We'll see. They might be. Should I put them there? Who cares? It's my video. And he can blast, of course, on play when Digimon by placing one 8K or lower DP Digimon as the bottom of security. Trash your opponent's top security. Great. And then maybe he has Inherent Blocker because you're on Antramon. Great. And then when any of your guys would leave the battle area, version 3, you can trash your top security and they don't leave. Not that this card sucks. Pretty unimpressive. Our first secret rare we're looking at, Chimeramon. He's got a lot of text. Don't worry, he sucks. He's a shitty secret rare. So Rush Sec +1 is his keywords. On play when Digivolving, you can place one level 4 lower DM trait card from your trash as this guy's top Digivolution stack. Then delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same color as any of your guys' stacks, like any of your guys' sources. And then, if this guy has 6 or more colors in its Digivolution cards, instead delete one. So if you have every color, if you just have every color, you can delete one of each of your opponent's Digimon with different colors. Because so many decks play different colors and have a lot of bodies. All turns, he gets 1k for each color in your Digivolution cards, and then Assembly. So Assembly is a new keyword. You can, when you play a Digimon, you can pretty much Digicross, but from trash. They have to be in trash. You're Digicrossing and reducing cost by 7, so he will cost 3 when you play him. The catch: 7 level 4 DM trait Digimon cards. That's pretty tough. With different names. Impossible. That's good luck pulling that card. Good luck pulling that out. Imagine having 7 different level 4s in your deck, first off. I guess maybe if you're playing this, you just fucking run like one of everybody. But that's insane to me because, for one, all of your search is using the specific version. So each version has like 3 level 4s. I guess you could use the Skull Greymon, right? That's one more. But the amount of junk you'll have to put in your deck to even do this, to just rush Sec +1 for a cost of 3, that so many decks do better things than that for a cost of less. Okay, so it's not even a cost of 3. It's a cost of 3, and then having your trash set up in such a way that is like you have every level 4 DM card ever printed in there. And hopefully they're all different colors so you can activate its other effect. This is not how you build decks. You don't build decks around that. I guess if you want to do this, I might be eating shit, this card might rock and I'm wrong, but I think this is a bad secret rare. Poopy bad. Version 4. Tanemon. So Tanemon, when any of your DM4 are played, by trashing this Digimon's bottom face down Digimon card, gain a memory. That's kind of weird. I feel like you're not going to use this one. I don't know. That's not the egg for this DM deck. Palmon, the Searcher, you get what it does, and then when attacking, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. That's fine. Biomon Training, Inherent Raid. Now this card, I think, will see play just for that right there. Inherent Raid. Training, who gives a shit? Birds is always a deck that you got to watch out for. This card, I think, fits right in there. Greymon. Oh, no. Monochromon. Sorry for the confusion. Training, on play when attacking. Place one card in your hand face down at this guy's bottom source. Digivolve 1. That's not bad. And then he has Inherent Blocker. Kuwagamon. Training, of course. Of course. We got to train. On play when attacking, place one card from your hand face down. Then suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. It can't unsuspend. Whatever. Nanimon, he is the poop guy. He's drunk as fuck. Love this art. He's drinking, eating, bothering Digimon. He places the 3 at the end of turn and then can Digivolve. All turns, your opponent's security get -3k. What does he Digivolve into? Digitamamon. This card's not bad. I'll say that. he's not bad. So he reduces the cost. So right when you go from Nanimon to Digitamamon, it's for free. He has Scapegoat. Scapegoat's a kind of obscure keyword. So if you don't know, if this Digimon will be deleted, you can delete something else. He's saved. And then when he Digivolves or attacks by trashing this Digimon's bottom face down Digivolution card, you can play a cost of 4 lower DM card from your hand or trash. That's not bad, honestly, because he's gonna have the like source always to protect himself out in the field, and then maybe you get some on plays from one of these guys to do shit. He's not bad. I quite like this card, and then this might be my favorite of the SRs for this like DM shit. Megadramon, not Megidra. Mega. On play when digivolving, you can place one card from your trash face down as this guy's bottom source, then delete 2 of your opponent's play cost of 4 lower Digimon. For each of this Digimon's face down cards, add 1. So you're deleting 2 level or level 4. I wish it would just delete 2 level 6s after, but he's realistically going to be deleting 2 7 cost Digimon. So you're not really sniping big guys, but you can get some shit, right? You can clear just 2 bodies, which could be pretty good. And then he can end like his inherit's pretty good. End of attack by unsuspending this Digimon, delete one of your Digimon with the lowest level. So he unsuspends by popping something. So that's not bad. These cards maybe besides the egg, this egg you won't play, but and we have Titamon. Also, Alliance inherit, and he has that. Titamon, I love Titamon. Here's his ace. It's not that good. Scapegoat. Then you may play a level 4 lower with the DM trait from your trash without playing the cost on Digivolving and on play. All turns, all of your version 4, which is himself, gain retaliation and blocker. Better ace than Cyberdramon. Or High Andromon, or whatever the fuck that Digimon's called. And finally, we have version 5. Pagumon, when attacking by trashing this Digimon's bottom face down Digivolution card, this Digimon may Digivolve into a version 5 Digimon in the trash with a reduced cost by 1. That's fine. Fine, I guess. Gizamon, training, great. Inherit when attacking, trash the bottom of one of your opponent's guys, so source strip. Not bad. Gazi, your searcher, does it. Inherit retaliation. Raremon, he is the poop failure Digimon of this. So you know what he does, load up 3 guys, and then Digivolve into a level 5. What's his level 5, you might ask? It is X-Tyrannomon, a Digimon I love. I love his art. Not a Digimon card I love, but I just kind of like this guy. I think he's fun. But he can reduce the cost, right? So you're Digivolving for free. He has Fortitude, great keyword. Then on play when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then, by trashing this guy's bottom face down Digivolution card, return one of your opponent's suspended Digimon with the lowest DP to the hand. So since you're getting to pick, that's a pretty good form of removal. He's Puppet. Ooh, Puppet. No, don't worry, not this guy. And then all turns when this Digimon deletes your opponent's Digimon by battle, trash the top security card. Not bad. Vaccine. Oh, that's a keyword that people. That's a trait people like. And Puppet. He's not bad. I would say Tyrannomon, or sorry, X-Tyrannomon's not that bad. Speaking of Tyrannomon, this has more. We have Dark Tyrannomon. He has training. On play when Digivolving, you may place 1 card in your hand face down as this guy's sources, and for each of your face down sources, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon. Then one of your Digimon may attack. That's not bad. It's really like better, right? He's dinosaur too. He's a Tyrannomon, so maybe maybe in that deck. Who knows? Probably not. Davidramon, the other level 4. I think there's 3. We have training, of course. Did I forget to say training? I didn't. Then, when Digivolving when attacking, by placing 1 card in your hand face down as this Digimon's bottom Digivolving card, draw 1. Correct. Wow, great. So finally, you have a way. You're placing a card to gain back a card, right? So you're not going negative every time you do that. He's probably really good in the training deck. Too bad it sucks. On deletion, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. Not that great. Tuskmon. Training! When Digivolving and attacking, by placing one card in your hand face down as this Digimon's bottom Digivolution card, delete one of your opponent's Digimon with 4K or less. Ooh, Inherent Raid! And a dinosaur. Interesting. Really makes you think. And then our final level 5 SR will be Metal Tyranno. Of course, reducing his play cost on play when Digivolving by placing one Digimon card from your trash face down as this Digimon's bottom source. One of your opponent's Digimon gets de-Digivolved for each of your face down sources. Then pop a 3K or lower. I don't think he's the best of the level 5 SRs. I don't think he's the worst. Inherent Piercing. So now we finally get to the other secret rare, and we try to make sense of all these level 5s and their wacky on plays and inheritables. So Machine Draymon. Here he is. He can Digivolve for 3 over any DM. On play, when Digivolving, when attacking, once per turn. Place a level 5 or lower. Cyborg, or version 5. So, pretty versatile with all this shit. And then activate one on play effect. So you activate whatever on play effect you've placed. So you're realistically looking to do all of the different guys. And you can hit up their effects. Okay, right, okay, sure. He has the protection effect when this Digimon will leave the battle area, which is the good wording for protection effect, by trashing 2 of your face down sources or Cyborg trait Digivolution cards it doesn't leave. Then he also has this new keyword assembly 4 level 5 Cyborg trait Digimon cards with different names. That's kind of hard. So it's not different card numbers, which would be better because then he could work in Machine Dramon. And also you're reducing by 6, so he'll cost 6 to play, slot a bunch of sources, activate one of their on plays. It's not the greatest, to be honest. I don't think, like maybe, I don't know. I think he's the top end in the DM deck, right? Because you like these level 5 cyborgs. I don't know how often you're gonna be able to do this. I don't know. It seems like a fucking like Far Cry that you're gonna be able to activate this because there are 5 cyborgs. So maybe if you have them all in trash, you can do this. But that does require you to play them all and find them all, and then not only find them all, get them all in trash to assemble. But I don't know. Being able to, when attacking, slot something from hand or trash to activate its on play, not that great. It's protection, not that great. Is it better than the old Machine Dramons? I don't think so. I don't think this helps Machine Dramon that much. I don't think it ties every DM card together in a way that it should to be like the big secret rare. And then we have the tamer for this. Memory setter. When any of your play cost of 7 or higher cyborg or machine or DM are played, you can tap him, draw one, gain a memory, and then you may place a card from your hand as its sources. So he's kind of for all of like these cyborgs that if you're reducing the play cost, all of their things will trigger based on how many sources you have. And if you're just playing them, they'll only have one source because they all add a source and then do something. With him, and if you have multiple of him, you can go 2, 3, right? So he's probably mandatory for this shit, but that ends our DM talk. I will say, DM, I'm not impressed. I will try. You will probably see a video on this channel where I try to make the DM shit work. Will I be able to do it? I have no idea. I like Digimon. I love the art. I love the theming. I just don't think the payoff is there. So if like down the line we get more, which I don't think we will, right? There are some missing guys. If you look at like the Digivices and the lines, like to me, like Monzemon is a huge miss that we have every other one. We don't have Monzemon or Vademon, and we don't even have a Vegemon either. So those are both pretty big misses. But besides that, I don't really know what else they would do for this. Yeah, I don't know. For this being over half of the set, that's kind of rough. Because I think these cards are, a lot of them are very restrictive to the DM, or even more restrictive to the version. And then then the payoff is just not there. You're stacking up all these cards for what? I don't know. So next we have an interesting deck here, and that is the Abadamon deck. He's a guy I've never seen before. Apparently he's from Digimon Adventure, but like the reboot. And this is a weird, you can fit 50 cards with the same name type of deck that does some shit. I think this deck has a little bit of legs. Just a little. Right? I don't know about much, but I think it can do some shit. So egg. It's got weird. So I do love a weird egg deck. Say this one with me. Negamon. He is a weird little guy. He looks like Diabormon's egg. I'll just say that's a not. You can't. You're gonna catch people tripping, Bandai. You can't name Digimon this. But his main effect. So once per turn, you may play a Digimon card with the egg in its text, and then which is all of them, and then reduce the play cost by 2 for each egg in your trash. this or your Digimon Tcg cards further reduce it by 1. So each turn you're kind of playing a guy in this deck, like one of these 4 usually, and then like the cost is being reduced because the egg will then pop out of the breeding area, so not move, but it will slot itself under that guy. And then all turns in the breeding area, this Digimon can't digivolve, and effects can't delete or trash it. So that's really to prevent you kind of turboing him out with like Protomon, I guess. What's it, the purple guy who can pop an egg? But that doesn't even do it any faster, so I don't even know why they would put that text. The real thing would be it can't digivolve, so you can't like Louis, Ukomon, push, raise, push, do some shit, do some shenanigans with that. Which for this deck, I think that's a like fine restriction because that's what the payoff is, having all 4 of these eggs either out or in trash. And then his inherit, when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, you can change the target to one of your Digimon with egg in the text. So that's everybody. Again, everybody. Soundbirdmon, the rookie of this deck. He is your searcher. On play, reveal top 3, add 1 card, and then add 1 card with a Batamon in its name. So you could hopefully get 2. Inherit 1k. Eismon. Ooh, I love Eismon. As a purple player, love him. You know, this one's not that, but he can Digivolve over Scatter Mode for 1. He has Rush Collision, pretty crazy, pretty good keywords for level 4. He has Assembly, 4 Eismon Scatter Modes, and he minuses by 3, so he'll cost 4. It's not the worst, especially when you have the egg. So he can cost, if you just turn 1 somehow, he costs 2. But this guy's pretty cool. And then inherit 1k. On deletion, you may return a card from your hand to trash. Or from your trash to hand. Jesus. Here is you include 50 scatter modes in your deck. Fun. On play, trash 1 card with the text to draw 2. Great. He costs 5, but remember, even turn 1, that's going to be a cost of 3. Turn 2, a cost of 2, and so on. And then all turns, he gets 1k. You're right, this is what makes the deck work. Raremon, another Digimon I've just never seen until they were revealing these cards. You can on play when Digivolving, de-Digivolve. Great. Love de-Digivolving for black decks. It's one of the strongest forms of removal just because there's not much protection against it. And then on deletion, you may play a level 4 lower Digimon card with the guy in its text from your hand without paying the cost. Then for every 2 in your trash or your Digimon Digimon cards, add 1 to this level's max. If you have all 4, I wonder how many you could do. That would be level 6. And then, all turns. When your attacks target change, if this Digimon has a Batamon in its name, it unsuspends. So these 2. Now, what is the payoff here? That's like, this is a pretty fun core, a pretty like unique play style. Here we go. Abaddamon himself. On play when digivolving, if there are 4 or more total egg in your trash and your Digimon's Digivolution cards, you may play 1 Abaddamon core. Ooh, I wonder what that is. From your hand or trash to your empty breeding area without paying the cost. End of your turn, by placing 1 level 6 or lower Digimon card in from your trash is this Digimon's top Digivolution card. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon with the same level. And we do have a level 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. So you can pop anything, right? You can choose that. And then he has assembly -6 for 4 of the egg. So, okay. Okay, right. Ooh, what's that do? So you play him, you have 4 eggs in trash, load him up, and then play this guy in the breeding area. Abaddamon Core. A cool SR. So, first off, keyword soup, collision, piercing, sec+1, reboot, blocker. A lot of fucking keywords. Breeding. During your opponent's turn, when one of your opponent's Digimon attacks by returning 4 of the egg from your trash or your Digimon's Digivolution cards to the bottom of the Digi-Egg deck, this Digimon moves to the battle area. So, right, the play we just did, we play him out, load up the 4 eggs, your opponent's Digimon attacks, bottom deck all 4 eggs, move him out. When moving, when digivolving, when attacking. Place by placing 3 level 6 or lower cards from your trash as this Digimon's top Digivolution cards. Delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. That's pretty fun. He is constantly doing this. So he moves out, does it. If he were to Digivolve on top of Abaddamon here, he does it. And then when attacking, he's going to be doing it. You're going to, right, this deck's going to have a lot of shit in trash. I imagine like some analog use. Bing, bang, boom. But this deck has some sauce, a little bit of sauce, a little bit of potential. It excites me a bit. I'm sure somebody will be playing this at locals at least and catching people slipping. Next, we have cards that are there. So these are weird cards. So the level 6s, this is DNA Omni is what I would call these cards. And the level 6s are the Blast Ace for version 1 and version 2 DM. Now, I didn't include them there because they are both better than all the other aces that you play for that deck. But I think their home will be in DNA Omni, not in DM. Now, I think you can probably build a version 1, version 2 DM deck that goes into Alter S, and that might be the only way to play that deck in any kind of way where you want to win games, but I feel like the better way will be to slot some of these cards, not you, into your DNA Omni deck. So these are all the Adventure 2020 guys. So we have Metal Greymon Alterius mode, goes over to Metal Greymon, or so he's Adventure. You won't play these cards in Adventure. I don't even know why they gave these Adventure, because they didn't give the level 6s or 7 Adventure, so it's super weird. I don't know, super fucking weird. But pop an 8K. Crazy? No, not really. But it's all right. And then the better effect, when any of your Digimon or Tamers with Garurumon or Tai in their names are played, or, or any of your Digimon Digivolve into a card with Garurumon in its name, this Digimon can Digivolve into a Greymon without paying the cost. Well, Omnimon loves doing shit like that. So, bingo bango. His alternative is Sagittarius mode, who does so one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers can't suspend. Whatever. Then his thing is the exact opposite. So it's when a Greymon or Mat is played, or a Digimon Digivolves into Greymon, you can warp up into a Garurumon. Then his when attacking is D-Digivolve. Alterius mode gets 4K DP in here. That's pretty crazy. So then let's look at what we're going into. Blitz Greymon Ace. Alliance Blocker. D-Digivolve 3. Okay, it's not bad. And then at end of your turn, 2 of your Digimon can DNA into Alter S specifically. Then inherit Sec+1. Cress, his is Alliance Blocker, same. And on play, when Digivolving, bounce opponent's level 5 to the bottom of the deck. And all turns, when any of your level 6 would leave the battle area, so good protection, they can DNA instead. And then his inherit is you cannot change his attack target. Great. What are we paying off? So it's all about the payoff. So this deck also get like so many SRs. Altarius mode SR. Sagittarius mode SR. Alter S SR. So he DNAs from not Crest and Blitz, but a blue and red, so it works just in DNA or in DM. He can Digivolve, whatever, you're not going to do that. When Digivolving, if DNAing, your opponent's Digimon effects don't affect this Digimon for the turn, then delete all their Digimon with the highest level. So, okay, that's pretty good. Here's his more fun effect. End of attack. You may. So, you may. Remember that, because one of the Garurumons I know in the Omni deck will unsuspend you, so you don't have to. And right? You don't have to do this, but you can. You may play a card with Greymon in its name or version 1, who gives a shit about version 1, and one card with Garurumon in its name or version 2. So you play them from source. Then he goes to the top of your security. So if you're playing these two out, you get their effects again, and then if you have another Omni, DNA again. And DNAing, you'd not, right? You're not fucking wasting time. You can swing again, do all your shit. This card's a great new, I think, like finisher for the Omni deck. It's like these. Will you play these aces over what you already have? That I do not know. I'll have to do some digging. This deck you can expect to see on the channel because I do like this card a lot. I think it's fun. I think it adds a lot. This Tamer does nothing. You will not play this. You just have other Tamers and shit you already want to play. Matt and Ty, so you can return one of your Digimon cards with Greymon, Garurumon, or Omnimon in its name from your trash of your hand. If you don't, draw one. That's its on play. All turns, whenever your Digimon are played or Digivolve by suspending this tamer, gain one memory. Then, if you have a Digimon with, Greymon in its name, gain one. So if you gain one, if you have a Greymon, gain one if you have Garurumon. Whatever. I don't know. I feel like you just have things that do this shit already. So you don't necessarily need this. But this stuff is a little exciting. To me, at least. I'm like, oh, those are kind of fun cards. We'll see. Right, we'll see how they shape up. Am I saying DNA Omni is going to be like played in big tournaments? No, probably not. But I think these cards, especially Alter S, is strong. Here we go. Now this is the shit that has the most people talking, and me especially, being the lib I am, big Liberator fan. The new line of puppet support. We have a dainty 5 cards, a whole line besides an egg, which we don't need. We already have an egg. Of new Digimon too. Hanimon. On play, you can trash a card in your hand and then you return a puppet. Okay. Then we have a shared inherit from the 3 and the 4. When one of your opponent's Digimon attacks, delete one of your other Digimon and that attack. Stopping attack, not bad. Kokeshimon? When Digivolving on deletion, by trashing a card in your hand, give something minus 4K. This is great for popping floodgates that say you can't play Digimon by effects, right? You want to do this. And then, like I said, it has that shared inherit of delete a Digimon to stop an attack. The level 5. Here is the crazy card. Here is the... Now, these cards are good, right? These cards are both pretty good. Here we go. On play when Digivolving, delete one of your tokens, so just any type of token, or Puppetry Digimon, which is every Digimon in the Puppet deck. Then this Digimon may Digivolve into a Digimon card with Puppet in hand without paying the cost. Okay, I see you, big dog. Imagine Digivolving for free. Crazy shit. And then it has the classic Puppet level 5 inherit. When this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, pop a token or Puppet, and it doesn't. And our new level 6, Kaguyamon. All turns, all of your tokens or Puppet Digimon, again, every Digimon you play in this deck, gains Alliance Blocker. Great. All turns. When other Digimon are deleted, which you do through all of your inherits, or by blocking, delete your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. Crazy. That is a crazy good effect. And then end of your turn, you can, if you don't have other puppets, you don't even, there's no restriction on it. You just play a level 4. So every end of your turn, you play a level 4 puppet. On play. I know on play. On play. But pretty fucking good, right? This shit will, I think, propel puppets to a deck you are gonna be seeing in some fucking tournaments. Like this is some shit. This is some meat right here. This deck will be on the channel 100%. As soon as I get these cards, you'll see my version of this deck. I'm so excited. Good Liberator cards, and now we have the Tamer. This I am divisive on. So Mirai Kinosaki is an on-play searcher. So if she look at top 3, add a puppet or Liberator, and then bottom deck the rest. And then your turn, when any of your Digimon digivolve into a puppet, you can return this tamer to the bottom of the deck, and then you play an Arisa or a puppet from your hand with the cost reduced by 3. So my thoughts on this card. This is the best early game searcher you can get. It's very, very good if you see this turn 1. If you digivolve into Rookie, play this. That is pretty good. My thoughts continue as what do you do after turn 1 with this card? Because you're pretty much just you have tons of search in Puppet deck because you already play a lot of trainings and you have the great Liberator Searcher, which will always be grabbing 2 things. I don't know. This is to me this is like a memory boost for the deck. And it's really good early game when you want to set up your shit. The problem being all of your other guys play in Orisa, even her, she's playing in Orisa. You can't play her for free or cheat her out in any way. So the only way to get her out is to, just play her for 3. And then you're reducing cost by 3, so you're just kind of delaying that cost till later. Is she still going to be playing the deck? Yes, I think for sure. Some people are maxing out on this card. I don't know, right? I've seen some lists. I think she's still good and worth playing. Is she worth playing 4 of? That's a question. But great fucking cards. Amazing. This is probably the best line of shit in the deck in this set. And then final cards from this set. We have the Wind Guardian cards. So Wind Guardians are really funny because they released like last set and they missed the other half because it's a DNA deck and the deck just couldn't. You can't actually play it. It's like literally unplayable because you don't have the other half of the cards. So we just have a new full line, and here we go. Pomamon, your turn. This Digimon can Digivolve for reduced cost. Okay, as long as it's straight, right? When I'm talking about these cards, I often skip that part because it's kind of Digimon's playstyle. Like as long as you're with trade, and I think that's fine, right? You can read that and then inherit 1K. Crazy, not that crazy. Parasuramon is a blocker. All turns when this Digimon suspends, suspend one of your punch Digimon. Not bad. Again, it's not the greatest, but not the worst. Toropiamon. On play, when Digivolving, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon, then one of their Digimon can't unsuspend, so you're stunning something. And then when an effect suspends any of your Digimon, this Digimon may Digivolve without paying the cost. Ooh. And then it's inherit end of your turn, one of your Digimon may unsuspend. Hydrassi is back, is gaping as ever, disgusting looking creature. So when you play him, you can suspend one of your Digimon to reduce his play cost by 4, making it 7. On play, when Digivolve, suspend one of your opponent's Digimon or Tamers. Then one of your Digimon or one of their Digimon or Tamers can't unsuspend. Then your turn when your Digimon are played, so he'll see himself being played. If you have white, or not white, white Wind Guardian trait, 2 of your Digimon can DNA into the guy. So who's the guy? We had Puppetmon in the last set, now we have Hydramon. What are they going into? Cernumon. He is an alliance blocker, which can DNA on a soup of colors, all the Wind Guardian colors. When Digivolving, you can play a 7 or lower play cost Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. Then, if DNA Digivolving, you may return up to 2 of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom deck. No, like, ifs, ands, or buts there, just target 2, bottom deck them. Pretty good. All turns, when any of your Digimon with trait would leave the battle area. Other than by battle, you may play a play cost of 7 or lower Digimon from your hand without paying the cost. So if something gets removed, you just play out a new body. And him being Alliance blocker, that's honestly, this is pretty good. They get to you can consistently get up to him, it seems. And if I was to take a look at like the older shit, like it seems like this is finally a deck that you can play. Will you play it? That's up to you. I don't think it's the bestest deck, but I think it's something that will be fun. I think all of these like DNA kind of Digivice decks that are all these different traits are pretty fun. I think we still have like one more that if they keep following this line, will like release, but this one looks to be one of the better ones. At least this guy is like just a pretty strong card, but I think it'll probably any DNA deck follows the same kind of issue of getting up there, right? Getting into the big body is pretty hard usually. So we'll see. I like these cards. I like these Digimon. I think they look fun. So, you know. And then last but not least, and not part of the set either, we have the. I wanted to look at this because I think this is the only time I'd ever comment on these. So when this set drops at the end of June and the beginning of July, the next tournament pack for store tournaments contains these promos, and they do the classic what tournament packs have been doing. Here are 6 cards for bad decks. And let's see what we can do. Demi Vmon. When you play a blue tamer, draw 1. Is that saying we're going to get a blue deck with Vmon that plays blue tamers? I wonder who that could be. It really makes you think. I would pick these up. I don't know. For for our Liberator Reptile deck, we have Demetromon promo. It has a sec effect of you playing a Liberator trait card, play cost 4 from your hand or trash when it gets checked. Pretty good. You can play your Tamers or your Searcher rookies. And then it has Progress, which is if you haven't seen the red Liberator cards, this when attacking, you don't activate any of your opponent's like their effects don't touch this Digimon. So just a security clearer. And then it has the inheritable shared with other Digimon in this deck. When your opponent's security stack is removed, gain 1. This is really good. Really good for that deck. Love that. We have the new Appmon, Tweetmon. Draw 1. Draw 1. Great. This will just go in the Appmon deck. The Gaiamon bullshit deck will just get. They probably love drawing 1. So especially you link, you're losing a card always. You draw 1 off that link. That's pretty good. This one came out of nowhere. So he's for the Digimon World Dusk and Dawn deck. He is also he does something funny that you're also like if you keep up with Digimon right now, you're like, oh, okay. So he can Digivolve off of the Light Fang Nightclaw, and then one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 4K for each of your Digimon with the Olympus 12 trait. Then delete up to 7K total worth of their Digimon. So realistically, you're looking for Dianamon. If you have Dianamon on the field, you go into him or play him, and you give minus 8K, and then you can pop up to 7K worth of shit on your opponent's board. Interesting. And then end of turn, you can DNA into Grace Nova, and then attack. And then he has an inherent end of turn. One of your DNA may attack, which is Grace Nova attack, swing, unsuspend somehow. I'm not familiar with this deck. And then attack again? No. No. Maybe. Maybe though. So this card's funny. I just think it's funny. They're like Olympus 12? Oh. If you know, you know. More Liberator support. We have Bakemon for the Ghost deck, which we've covered on this channel. On play, when Digivolving, trash 1 card in your hand, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower. Thank God we finally have something that does something on play, because you're playing a bunch of Digimon for free. Finally, we're doing something. And then Inherent Retaliation. That's sad. I wish it was on deletion gain of memory. But can't make them do good, I guess. You definitely put this in the Liberator deck as well. And then our final promo. For this, you won't do this. Trust me. Yeah, I've tried this deck. This is the Millennium deck. It is junk. This is junk. Does this card help? A little. So it's a pitch 1, draw 2 for its main effect. That's fine. And then end of your turn, its delay effect. Pop a Millenniumon. So pop your Millenniumon, not Millenniumon in its name. So it has to be the Millenniumon himself. You may play a Wicked God trait from your hand or trash. That is really good. But this deck's problem is getting there. When it gets there, this deck is crazy fun. And like you're so strong and you feel powerful. But this is not the way because, right? It's like we don't have a problem once we're in our level 6. We have a problem getting to level 6. Is it a cool promo? Kinda. But out of these promos, I'd say, like, keep your eye on Demivimon. This. Ooh, we have a Cyber Sleuth set. I wonder who could be coming. And if you like Atmon or Liberators, I think these cards are, like, get some play sets of these. This card, I don't know if this helps this deck too much. The deck just became, like, soup, just bullshit soup for other things. Maybe especially, if we get more Olympus 12 stuff down the line, he might be played in some sort of deck like that. But we'll see. I think these promos are all right, not like the best ones, but they'll be fun, right? I know people will be looking for these. So with that, yeah, that's B, not BT. Jesus Christ, that's EX9 and the promos right after it. That's my review. I think it's like a kind of bad set, to be honest. I mean, if we just look at like this set is weird. It's kind of weak. The like majority of the set is these DM cards, which, well, as like a collector, I love the art, I love the theming. The SPs are kind of fun, but as a player, it's like there's a couple things that get you in. The puppet line is super strong and will be like that's a meta threat. You'll see. But besides that, like nothing's too strong. There's a couple like pet decks that get upgrades, but I don't know. You could probably just buy singles on this set. I I don't know. I like EX sets because you get more alt art, more hits, quote unquote. But when both secret rares suck balls, right? Is that really that good? Is that cool? I don't know. I don't know. You be the judge. Let me know in the comments what you think. I think this is kind of a miss from Bandai. I think they could have done better with these cards. I think just giving like a payoff that's nice, giving just something. I think what these decks really need is a payoff because they can get into these level 5s that are kind of strong for the DM cards, and then nothing, right? Then you have nothing. Then you can ace, I guess, because there's 4 different aces that you could play, and great. Maybe play maybe play Machine Dramon. I don't know. I need to see some lists. I need to see somebody else smarter than me formulate this shit. But this set's just right? It's got some fun things. Got some fun shit. This guy's fun. Puppets are fun. Unless you're playing against it. But I don't know. Let me know in the comments. I've been the Blue Raspberry Gamer. This has been the EX9 set review. Thank you for watching. And tune in next time. Bye bye.